Welcome back to a series so jolting, even Bolt subscribed. In today's video, streamer Scara from Offline TV claims that Twitch CEO Dan Clancy was hanging around young girls at TwitchCon. A clip is going viral of Dan in a suspicious situation. Asmongold has responded absolutely cooking Twitch. Rank number 1 Hassan simp Taylor Lorenz is claiming TwitchCon was a very secure event. Streamer Cinna has responded cooking Taylor for being an idiot. VTubers, including Iron Mouse, are reporting that Twitch staff threw out gifts from fans. People are absolutely pissed. Twitch security has been exposed again for being absolutely trash, getting tricked by streamer Neon. Streamer FanFan is calling out Twitch for their PR moves. The Hassan dog shocking saga continues, and a bunch of more updates. Subscribe or you gotta attend a Dan Clancy party. Ain't no party like a Dan Clancy party.
Let's up those numbers!
Now let's begin. Now last time, streamer Emiru was SA'd at TwitchCon and Twitch CEO Dan Clancy and his team did absolutely nothing about it. Initially just gave the guy a 30-day ban on Twitch and this sparked a massive drama. So that brings us to today. Streamer Scara from Offline TV has revealed some damning information about ultimate gooning lord Dan Clancy. Scara reveals that he heard Dan Clancy was hanging out with young women at TwitchCon.
Yeah, I've heard like this one was crazy. I heard Dan Clancy was out a lot of nights with young girls around him, which whatever, man. If that's your thing, that's your thing. But like it just felt like this con felt so fucking weird, man. Whatever. Like, I mean, last year I told myself I don't like TwitchCon. And so many people were like, why do you like TwitchCon? And I'm like, well, how long do we have? But even more problems end up popping up. And really, I think that this is going to be one of the last TwitchCons that people go to. The attendance this year was terrible.
Right. So according to Scara here, apparently Dan, the dynamic diddler Clancy, age 61, is hanging out with young girls for some unknown reason here. Maybe he's just innocently, hanging around with 20-year-old girls, of course, right? Old men and 20-year-old girls, they have a lot in common, if you ask me. They can very relate on a lot of things. Don't ask me to name those things. Now, we obviously know what's on Dan Clancy's phone, right? Absolutely just filled with a bunch of e-girls. We also know his favorite streamer is Extra Emily for some weird reason, and Hassan, of course, is one true love. And we also know he let a live birth take place on Twitch.tv, and the woman was selling an OnlyFans as well. Really messed up shit. So that's sort of the moral compass of Dan Clancy here. Also, this is Scara, a guy who has a reputation for being a wholesome, sort of non-toxic, non-drama guy. And most people would say that he's not just going to lie about this, make up some random shit about this. He has no reason to. It is extremely weird that an 80-year-old CEO is creeping on 20-year-old girls. Like, what the frick? Red flag ethics issue. This is beyond old guy at the club stuff. You don't have to stay home, but it's very odd he's chatting up girls who could be his grandkids. Listen, I feel like it's one thing if you're this random old guy as well, but if you're Twitch CEO and you have a platform filled with these type of girls, who are young streamers or whatever, and you go out there and you're just like, interesting. Pegasus right now seeing more Dan Clancy drama. Okay, that is me. Come on. All right, you got me. Dan is a creepy F who probably gives perks for favors. This will all unravel and this creepy ass man will be exposed. And we just got whatever this is. Lotion? I think Clancy is the perfect CEO. He represents everything the platform has become. Is there a single other company that wouldn't have fired their CEO for all this? Is there a Clancy client list and is Jeff Bezos on it? Now, another clip is going viral of Dan apparently being caught with the girl. It's like, it just looks weird.
Wait, there's Dan Clancy. Show me Dan Clancy again.
No.
Tell Dan Clancy we said was.
There's no way.
Wait, Dan Clancy, do you know who I am? Wait, let me ask. That's literally him. Wait, Dan. Wait, Dan Clancy.
Show Daniel Clancy.
Wait, Dan.
Dude, I literally just saw Dan Clancy. On my soul, I did.
Did you see him, Nate?
I fucking saw his ass.
Okay, so I'm gonna be completely fair here, right? Just being seen with a younger girl doesn't actually mean anything, but the question remains, why did he sort of hide from camera there? I don't know, maybe she's his daughter, maybe granddaughter, right? Maybe I'm huffing copium, who knows? It's one of his family friend's daughter, right? And she's excited to meet the Twitch CEO, right? That's what I'm hoping is happening here. Surely, this can be explained in a completely reasonable way, right? Don't look at his phone though. You might be in there, right? You never want to look at his phone. Don't make the mistake of clicking Dan Clancy's phone. Anyways, I'm not gonna jump to any conclusions. Depends on the full context of it. Take it as you will, you know? This isn't even implausible because that's all he does on stream as well. Never forget this moment and it literally looks like an OnlyFans feed. Oh, we'll get to that. Still can't believe the Twitch CEO is an old goon lord. Actually, the word is ultimate gooning lord. The hot tub section makes sense now. Dude, remember all those rule changes of like, you know, artistic N-word is allowed and stuff like that, you know, body pain, all these different metas they were having. Imagine knowing your boss jerks off to your streams weird. They probably know and they probably don't even care because a lot of these people are completely morally bankrupt and they just care about more like OnlyFans subscriptions or more money to their bank account. You know, they'd be perfectly happy having sort of a relationship with Dan so they can further their career. I totally can. Twitch has always given women, specifically ones who like to show off their bodies, preferential treatment. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for uplifting women, but you've always been able to tell it isn't exactly coming from the best place. Okay, if you think empowerment is going nude, I mean, that's a different conversation, all right? Come on. I mean, if Twitch actually thinks that's a legitimate thing, you're so brain broken. Right, so Asmongold responded,
I've been seeing on this here Skara. I mean, when does this guy ever make up bullshit? If you have Skara saying this,
yeah, I've heard like this one was crazy.
this one was crazy.
I heard Dan Clancy was out a lot of nights.
He's out a
with
lot
young
of nights
girls
with young girls
around him. Which, whatever, man. If that's your thing, that's your thing.
I feel like if that's your thing, if you are running a website that's got a bunch of young pretty girls on it, I mean, this shit does not look good. It does not look good.
It just felt like this con felt so fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
I think that this is gonna be one of the last Twitch cons that people go to. The attendance this year was terrible.
There's no way. Wait, Dan Clancy, do you know who I am? Wait, let me ask. That's
He
literally
hides.
him.
He's hiding.
Wait, Dan Clancy.
You know what makes this clip so bad is that he didn't want to be on camera. Immediately leaving the frame does not look good. 80% of his feed is
clips,
That's very nice.
and now you have a clips feed. Suppose you want to check out the stories to see what you missed yesterday. You click there, and now you're in your stories feed. Okay?
okay.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
That's also
It's pretty nice. And look at it. Dan Clancy, we care about safety of our female creators. What is this? What is he doing? Dan Clancy saw the writing on the wall. He decided to use...
to use TwitchCon as a last goon hurrah before Amazon gives him the boot.
Oh, God.
did this man just attempt to lift up a woman and he was so weak he ended up pile driving her into the ground? That is diabolical, bro. Oh my god, what is he doing? I've never seen a man embarrass himself. Okay, maybe Mike from PA might be like a contender to this, but dude, if you can't do it, don't do it. Oh my god, that is so... Also, this guy is 61. What are you doing? Stop. It is so embarrassing. What do your wife and kids think, bro? Not to mention this guy's phone, man. Oh my god, that wasn't like, oh, somebody caught him off guard. That was him proudly showing it to other people. It was a recorded incident. He probably knew they were going to check his phone beforehand, and he's just like, okay, you know, let me be authentic because I'm the cool, authentic CEO, Dan Clancy. Look at me and all my gooning prowess. And I just have one question. Did I lie when I said Dan Clancy is the ultimate gooning lord? People think that I just give out these names willy-nilly. No, they have deep meaning behind them, whether it be Jellywig or Gooning Lord. Deep and profound. It's a stroke of genius. Okay, I wish I didn't say stroke in that context. Now I'm thinking about Dan Clancy, and I got that image in my head of him stroke. Okay, now it's in your head too. It's too late. You're cooked. So Dan Clancy's been using Twitch as his personal little harem. That is insane. That's an insane statement. Dan Clancy's Goon Recon. We can tell Dan Clancy didn't go to the island. He had all the access he could, so he went to the mainland. Old man CEO hanging around the young talent that works under him, a tale as old as time. Explains a lot of their behavior, honestly. Bad actors protect bad actors. We all know what Dan is. His fall has started. The body slam to the head was brutal. The girl was lucky she wasn't paralyzed. Dude, I don't know what the heck is wrong with this guy, dude. Like, legitimately, he just wanted to get his hands on somebody. It's absolutely creepy. Hassan is procuring OF girls for Dan. That's why Hassan is protected. Oh my god, bro. Like, the conspiracy theories are just like bubbling right now. Moving on to the rank #1 Hassan simp, Taylor Lorenz, the hack journalist. Now, last time she interviewed Diddler Clancy and asked him why did he let Emiru get essayed at this event, right?
I do think that when you're live streaming, in many ways, since you control your community and you can ban people, you can make it so that those people that you don't want engaging with you and participating with you aren't there.
Now, Taylor obviously did not push him at all because she believes she's on the same side. They're both leftist. Twitch is leftist. We both love Hassan. You know, some weird circle jerk going on there. And she instead said that the event was very secure. So she continues here. Taylor Lorenz defends TwitchCon security measures after a girl got essayed. This is so Taylor, bro. Now that TwitchCon is over, I will give a couple thoughts and go more into them once I return. Keep in mind it was my first TwitchCon. You guys need to start living in reality, says Taylor, by the way. It's simply false to say that security at TwitchCon was non-existent when it was so insanely strict that journalists couldn't even do their jobs and disabled people were forced to remove masks, etc. I'm making a longer video on this. Are you talking about yourself, Taylor? Because you are the only person I saw with the mask on. Second thing is, when you say journalists couldn't do their jobs, you mean you. You mean they probably didn't allow your snaky, washed, disgraced journalist ass to actually harass the streamers. I mean, that's a big W, bro. I don't know why I'm seeing so many people say there was lax security at TwitchCon. The security, both in uniform and plain clothes, well, private security, were fucking everywhere, okay? What happened to Emiru was unacceptable, but the claim that security is non-existent is just absolutely untrue. There were police all over. Total surveillance. Total surveillance. Nobody could get through. Oh my god. Not like a guy just fucking waltzed up there, grabbed her, and attempted to kiss her, bro. Oh my god. And you couldn't roam anywhere. I think Brett put it well. Nux responds, they literally sold knives at TwitchCon past the security checks. Holy shit, journalists don't deserve human rights. Okay, this is slander. You cannot call Taylor Lorenz a journalist. That's going a little too far, okay? Did she just compare Emiru getting essayed to her having to take her mask off in 2025? Yes, that is exactly what she did, because Taylor Lorenz is an absolute unimaginable loony freak. Oh my god. Is she stupid or friends with Dan? And they've posted that clip of people just waltzing in past the security. 41-year-old LARPing as a Zoomer. Taylor loves Hassan. Twitch loves Hassan. She has to defend Twitch. It's as simple as that. She's just an old leftist who wants a piece of Hassan Piker and to be in his inner circle. Taylor will find a way to be on the wrong side of every issue. It is truly impressive, honestly. Wow, the person interviewing Dan Clancy's running propaganda bullshit for Twitch. I am so surprised. Moving on to streamer Cinna responding to Taylor, reacts to Taylor Lorenz's defense of security at TwitchCon.
I did see one journalist say, security was so strict, journalists couldn't even do their job. Girl, you know damn well, all right? Like, let's keep it a buck. You know damn well they weren't that strict, okay? They did try to do better this year. You know damn well. Don't even try. I saw that. I said, yes, and what the hell were you reporting on the TwitchCon floor? You know what I mean? What were we doing? I said, there's no way. That's the same girl who got sued for doxing people on Twitter? Is that true? I don't want to be spreading false information. Is that true? Did she really? Uh-oh, pre-address on Twitter, GG. Taylor Lorenz is a complete moron. You can safely ignore her. Well, I don't really know her, to be honest with you. I just saw that tweet and I laughed and I said, oh my God, you poor journalist. You had to get your wristband scanned and couldn't get into a private area, so you probably couldn't do your journalism. Like that, I just don't think that journalists were that restricted. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. Like, what are we talking about? Are we being so dead ass? It's like sometimes it just brings out the brain rot of people on Twitter, bro. I said, what are we doing? What are we doing? I don't know. I don't know anything about her though. I have no idea if the other thing is true, so I just don't really care.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing in real time somebody encountering Taylor Lorenz journalism for the first time. Prayers in the chat for Sinner here. That is the classic response when you encounter a Hassan orbiter. But yeah, honestly, anybody with a shred of a brain cell can see that her journalism is the most biased bullshit reporting you will ever see. She lives her life by one motto and one motto only: find a way to sleep with Hassan Diddley Piker, and she will basically do anything in the human realm of possibility to achieve this goal. She will sell her soul, she will lie about everything, she'll ruin her journalistic reputation and career, not that it was great in the first place, and she will glaze Hassan 24/7. If this was an anime, she would be Misa Amane, who started mass unaliving people to simp for Light Yagami. Like, that's the level of simp she is. All for the 1 in a billion chance that one day, maybe, if the stars align, maybe if I cast a wish upon a falling comet or something, at age 65, when Hassan is inevitably alone, they will finally have nothing but each other. And Taylor will finally whisper, "It was worth it!" That was her whisper, by the way. Diabolical. That is literally her life story. If you think it's false, just wait another 20 years. Anyways, Ethan Responds accuses Taylor Lorenz of defending Twitch in a recent viral tweet. Have you ever bore witness to a more pathetic person in your entire life? I need to think about that. I really need to think about that. I can think of a couple, but Taylor's definitely on that top list. Anti-capitalist Taylor Lorenz cannot stop debasing herself to defend the dangerously negligent mega corporation Twitch/Amazon. Watch as this obedient lapdog LARPs as a revolutionary while serving the very powers she claims to be against. A true masterclass in hackery. Listen, the only power she cares about is Hassan's piker. All right, it's not about socialism, leftism, or anything. It's Hassan. All right, she's obsessed with him. He's so hot. He would have an audience no matter what he said. Play the clip. Play the clip.
The other thing with Hassan, he's unreasonably good looking and like cool and dresses cool.
Tell me about it.
But do you know what I mean? Like Hassan would be an influencer no matter what he was saying, because he is
hot,
very attractive and very cool and genuinely a good person.
Look at my leftist dog. Leave the multi-billion-dollar company alone, except this is Taylor Lorenz. Anti-capitalist until capitalism slides into your mentions. Moving on to VTubers in Iron Mouse. Iron Mouse reveals that Twitch staff threw out all the gifts meant for VTubers from fans. You actually cannot be serious. Iron Mouse tweeted, "I deeply apologize to all the VTubers and the fans who had meet and greets at the VTuber booth this year. It breaks my heart to know staff threw out all the gifts. Why would they do that? I should have known better than to trust them and taken care of everything ahead of time. I'm so sorry, everyone." Oh my god, bro. She's actually blaming herself for this. Dude, what is with Twitch and messing up every single thing? How hard is it to just keep the gifts or, you know, forward it to their managers, direct it to the actual creators or something? Like, what? I just don't understand. It's so cruel. It's so dumb. Like, it's so unnecessary. CDogVA responds, "Bro, what the actual frick? Out of all the reports about Twitch's mishandling of meet and greets, this makes me the angriest." Well, to be honest, the Emmy thing. Not only did they fail to guarantee Emmy safety. Okay, that makes more sense. Twitch betrayed the trust of every VTuber fan whose favorite wasn't there at the event. So much goodwill thrown in the trash. They didn't throw it away, they stole it. Anyone who's worked at a convention knows this. Oh yeah, I mean, like, some of these gifts could potentially be pretty expensive or valuable as well. So if there are people like sorting through it, they might actually put their hand in the bucket and take it away from the creator or whatever. This is a known thing that actually happens at a lot of places. Another VTuber responded, "All right, somebody's gonna answer for this. It's not your fault at all. I can't imagine the lack of common sense it would take to look at boxes of stuffed animals, cards, merchandise, and think to myself, oh, must be garbage. Just what amount of cognitive dissonance is needed for this to happen? It's possibly that they thought that, hey, you know, this is too much to handle. Oh, they're not gonna notice this anyways and throw it and just not expect it or whatever, right? Because you don't actually know how much sort of gifts you're actually getting. So if they only keep a percentage of it, you won't even know the full amount, right? It's like a middleman intercepting everything like an evil fucking demon. Girl, it's not your fault. It's clear as day that they don't know shit about VTubers or care about their safety, even when expressed months beforehand. By the way, I heard something else that one of the VTubers was also like forced to reveal their identity. And it wasn't even like necessary at all. In fact, it actually puts these VTubers in a lot of danger as well from like deranged fans and stuff. Tectone tweeted, multiple VTubers are reporting that Twitch and their incompetence lost all the fan gifts. Is there anything this company can not F up? Here we got Henya saying, unfortunately, due to miscommunication, any gifts or presents given to my meet and greet were disposed of by the venue staff. I'm very sorry for anyone who gave me a gift. I thought it was like a percentage of them. All of them? That is so sad, man. We got Kuro saying, unfortunately, if you give me a Twitch, the event lost them all. I still really appreciate the intended gifts though. Diabolical. I don't understand why creators even went to TwitchCon. I feel like this will only end when creators stop going. Twitch doesn't care. Events will never change, but they'll probably go again next year. No, if you go again after this, I'm sorry. The sympathy ends there. This is your sign. This is your sign. Stop going. Stop supporting these freaks. I don't care how, you know, innocent you are, how much you believe in the goodwill of people. Maybe you're fucking Naruto here being like, Sasuke's gonna change. Sasuke's gonna change. Like, Twitch is not Sasuke, all right? Get a grip. Oh my God. Somebody should have slapped that guy. Moving on to a blast from the past contender for worst streamer alongside Jack Doherty. Neon is back. Twitch security is so bad that they let Neon pretend to be Dashay Frost, a black creator, and steal his booth.
Sorry, what'd you say? Dashay. Yeah. Dashay Frost? Yeah. That's me.
Awesome. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
We'll put you right in.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm just gonna walk you down to number 8.
Okay. Is there already a crowd waiting for me?
I believe so.
Cool, cool.
That way or
okay, thank you. Hi, we can start whenever you're ready. Okay, let's go.
Amazing, amazing. Twitch security right there, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I didn't know who Dashay actually is, and I thought, okay, maybe they somehow look similar or something, right? And this is Dashay Frost. What the actual frick is going on? This is the most incompetent security I've ever seen, bro. No wonder all of this horrible shit is happening, and no wonder that Rigard was able to walk up to Emiru and basically assault her. It's obvious that they are just completely incompetent at every level, from their moderation to the staff handling the gifts to their security to the CEO. Bottom to top, Twitch is a complete trash fire. They didn't even look at his badge or anything. I mean, we had that one clip where they're basically just walking past. I'm a friend of his. Okay, go ahead. Badges are cosmetic. Just say you were X-person manager and they let you everywhere. This is literally like me at school when I needed to like go home early or like sneak into places and stuff. You just fucking make up shit. I literally don't see how it's possible for Dan Clancy to keep his position after all of this happened. Oh, don't worry, he'll find a way. Neon exposing all the security flaws at TwitchCon is insane. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to do this. It was like the most dumb, easy shit to do. It just shows that how incompetent they actually are. That a dumbass IRL streamer can just punk you, you know? Moving on to streamer FanFan. She's talking about Twitch attempting to save their PR by giving female streamers compulsory security. FanFan expresses frustration with Twitch, pressuring her to use their security post Emiru incident.
Yes, Otto, the security guard had to go off campus with me too. Like, if I were to go back to the hotel, like yesterday I went back to the hotel and then he was like, he has to stay in the lobby and wait for me. And then if I were to leave and Uber somewhere else, he also has to come with me. And so I told my Twitch partner manager, I was like, listen, I know you guys are trying to help, and I know you guys are, you know, I know the whole Emmy thing happened, but like, don't force this on me, you know? Like, I get you guys kind of have to, like, you're trying to cover your asses. No offense. Probably shouldn't be saying this with the fucking Twitch Rivals thing right on my screen, but you know what I mean? Like, now you're just overdoing it, and I did not ask for this. Like, they asked me before I came if I needed an escort between my events, and if they needed someone to watch over me during my events, or like if I'm walking around the convention and stuff. And all along I was like, no. I don't want one. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not even for me. It's just for PR. And I'm like, I don't want one. Today they asked me again. They recommended I have personal security all day. I rejected. I said, please do not. I better not see anybody securing me. I better not get anybody protecting me, or I'm gonna get angry.
Right. Okay, so obviously you shouldn't be like forcing it on anyone who doesn't want it. You should give everyone the option of having security. And if they reject it and then something happens, that's obviously not going to be your fault. And they took the risk to do that, right? Nobody's going to be blaming Twitch for that. But I feel like this is very weird to complain about. Emiru just got SA'd at TwitchCon and you're here complaining like, oh my god, I can't believe security is protecting me. This is so hard to deal with. Like, is it just me or is she coming off really spoiled? Like, oh, because of Emiru, now bodyguards are following me, guys. I mean, that's like the one decent move that Twitch is actually doing and you're getting mad at it. I don't know. I guess sure, you should have the option to reject it, but like, what a weird thing to cry about. Are these guards like touching up on you or something? Like, why would you even be mad that people want to protect you? This is so insensitive to complain about given what happened to Emmy. It's like she's blaming her for causing this mild inconvenience for the sake of everyone's safety. Promise you 100% if what happened was to Pokey, she would not be crying about extra precautions or measures. I don't really understand. Of course, they're going to offer additional security. They're trying to fix what they effed up. If you act like this, it just validates what they originally probably thought was maybe we don't need it. This just seems weird. Twitch is trying to do PR when they could have just had a good security to begin with. Like, honestly, it's good to do some sort of thing after the fact as well. Let's be honest, TwitchCon is never going to be safe. Nobody's going to believe that it's actually going to be safe. So yes, this is probably just a PR move, if I'm going to be real. Moving on to legal mindset, talking about the legal liability for Twitch involving Emiru.
And therefore, there are several causes of action that she could pursue. First, there's the general negligence theory. So that's essentially broad negligence for failure to detain the individual. They just let them walk out. They failed to coordinate with law enforcement. Really, they bungled that overall. But beyond that, there's a more specific negligent security claim. So essentially, the organizer failed to provide adequate measures to prevent the incident. So sufficiently trained personnel, barriers, etc. Things they could have done to protect Emiru and the streamer. Of course, they did not do that. And given the fact that in 2019, 2022, 2024, and earlier this year in Rotterdam in 2025, there were significant security issues, they should have known. This was not a first off. This is not a first time event. This is not something they should know about. So there may have been safety provisions, and I don't know this. This is my speculation. There may have been some provisions in her contract. So if I was her agent, or if I were her himself, I would go to a lawyer and say, hey, look, is there anything in my contract here that was breached? Because it very well may have been something breached in that contract. The last one, though, and I think this one is the most poignant, is the post-incident handling leading to intentional infliction of emotional distress. I think a lot of things, such as them joking about this and, otherwise minimizing it, I think that is absolutely harmful for her, given her history with stalkers. She has a long history with stalkers. It's a known thing for her. And I think failure to do that, inflicting someone with that emotional distress and then taunting them, adding to that fire, definitely makes these viable. So I think that if she goes to a lawyer, these are all things they should look at and consider.
Right, so plenty of things to look into by the lawyers. Twitch is constantly having to sort of navigate a shit ton of lawsuits because they keep messing up like freaking idiots because Dan Clancy just can't seem to put down the gooning rack, right? Now, about Emiru, she hasn't been talking about this publicly, obviously. If you were planning on doing something, obviously you wouldn't be putting it out there online. Apparently, your manager is like sort of looking into it, not too sure what will come of that, but if anything does come of it, we will be there to cover the updates, just like the Ethan Klein lawsuits. Moving on to Asmon, talking about why people are mad at Twitch. Asmon reveals his ideal TOS and explains why people seem to be so upset at Twitch's enforcement.
If I could live in, what would be my ideal enforcement TOS? My ideal enforcement TOS would be that there are no rules at all. And unless you are breaking the law or advocating doxing or some other variation of that, or doxing people, right? Because doxing in some places is against the law, some places it's not. But if you want to have the rules, then I think that they should be applied evenly. So basically, I have a almost pretty much free speech policy. I would let people say whatever they wanted to say. You want to say some stupid racist stuff, go ahead and say it. You want to say some stupid stuff about how, you think, some terrorist was a great guy, go ahead and say it. You do whatever you want to do. That's fine. And I think that the free market of the free minds can make that decision, right? Like, can you call Frogan fat? I think that, so like harassing other creators is like it's a different concept. But like, again, the policy, I think that has to be consistent. And I think that's the big problem that people have with Twitch's terms of service. I think that if Twitch's terms of service were applied evenly in every instance, then I don't think anybody would be complaining about it. But the issue is that they're not. And that's the real problem that people have. What about gamer words? I don't care. If somebody wants to say the F word or the N word, I wouldn't care at all. If you don't like that, just don't watch it. Don't look at it. There's rap songs that use it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the reason people are mad is the unequal enforcement, right? You can have some dumb rules or whatever, but the natural human response to someone getting preferential treatment is gonna be getting mad, right? And when it's so in your face and they constantly lie to you about it and you know it's happening, it just makes you feel so insane and get so mad about the whole situation. And their incompetence is now resulting in real people actually getting hurt in real life. So it's just obviously gonna drum up even more anger. They pick and choose based on who Dan Clancy is gooning to at the current moment. He wants Hasan's micro and let's get him away with terrorism for it. Tectone calls someone fat, he's suspended for weeks. Moving on to Tectone's response to the situation, he calls out Twitch's response.
30 days. A joke got the same ban as a fucking crime. I want to remind you, me calling Denims a whore and Frogan fat got me banned in total for 30 days. I want to remind you that Mike from PA literally put a bounty on Destiny's head and he did not get banned for 30 days. He didn't even get punished. I want to remind you that Sean DeBlack literally said he was going to murder Destiny and he didn't even get banned. As well as Hasan calling for the death of many different people, and he also did not get banned. Are we starting to notice a problem now? We're going to go a little bit further. So Twitch put out a notice saying, well, guys, we permanently banned them. Not their decision, by the way. That was because it was caught on camera. The clip blew up. Emeru's manager, God bless their soul, held them accountable and said, you are going to take these disciplinary actions and you are going to permanently ban this fucking loser. And so they have. They put out a note saying the person was apprehended and is currently being dealt with by the authorities. No, they weren't. Okay? No, they weren't. And the reason why we know they weren't is because we literally saw footage of this guy lackadaisically walking at a very relaxed pace out of TwitchCon with nobody restraining him because, just like the last security guard, well, if you do your job properly, you're going to lose your job promptly. Welcome to Twitch.tv. It's great. I also love how many of your employees I talk to, Twitch, that even think that you yourself are retarded because you aren't allowing your own employees, your own moderators, to do their jobs. And even they are like, fuck. Okay, so Hasan Denims and all these fucking people are actively slandering all these people. But you called him fat, all right? So you're going to get banned for 2 weeks. And now what are we going to do for you? Ooh, we're just going to tell you to ignore him because for some reason the higher-ups at Twitch are protecting these fucking bozos. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So Twitch literally put out a public statement that is completely falsified. It is a complete lie. It was debunked in minutes. None of them put out an apology. None of them corrected the wrong they did. They looked you in the eye. They spit in your face and they said, hey, you're going to believe this story.
Hello, Twitch CEO Dan Clancy here. Did somebody say spit in my face? I usually love that, especially when it's 20-year-old girls. I actually took a break from my gooning session specifically for you, Baldy. I still don't like you after you called my queen, Frogan, atomically expansive giganormous Rex. That was quite rude of you. You know what? She is totally invited to the Diddy after party, although I might need to up the budget for snacks. I know, I'm going to double the ads on Twitch. What a great idea. Oh, gotta go. Extra Emily is live. Dan Clancy out. Guys, I hired like 3 bodyguards. What the heck? It's like he manages to take over my videos every time. He's like fucking Danny Phantom possessing me. Help me, guys, help. Moving on to Hassan, taking his dog to a protest. Now, keep in mind, Hassan himself has said that he was shot at a protest by them firing into the crowd, and he kept talking about these fascist Nazis, the government trying to go after him, right? If I thought the Nazis were coming after me, would I bring my dog straight to them? Like, I don't know, very confusing logic.
All right, so we're out here at downtown Los Angeles. She's the Antifa commander-in-chief, as you guys know.
Is this the shot caller?
Yeah, this is the shot caller dog. I think she sees, she smells the hot dogs and wants to go there. My message is, in short, my message is the people united will never be defeated, and that we will fight fascism every step of the way.
A couple weeks ago, Charlie Kirk was assassinated. He's a political commentator.
Yes.
You're also a political commentator. I see you're in a.
I was supposed to debate him.
Vest. You were supposed to debate
It's
him.
not a bulletproof vest. It's an airsoft vest. It's
Airsoft
more so
vest.
just so I have a press badge so I don't get shot at by the cops.
Got it.
Right, so there he admits he has a vest on so he doesn't get shot at by the cops, right? Doesn't sustain damage there. So what about your dog, you absolute bumbling moron? He even acknowledges that it could be dangerous and he still brings her out there. This guy is such a piece of shit, bro. And you know this man is carrying that freaking remote in his pocket, pressing the buzz button from his damn pocket, all right? The definitely not a shot color remote. The definitely a dog gate button. The definitely a Zin tin, obviously. Also, calling your dog a terrorist is just crazy, all right? Leader of Antifa here. Bro's gonna get his dog killed and then blame it on the tyrannical far right. Oh my god, agents of Israel killed my dog, guys. Also, this guy saying, we will fight fascism. Brother, your dog is fighting fascism right now. Your fascist rule over its ability to move from its freaking place, all right? I guarantee you, this dog is ecstatic at the fact that it's getting to actually move for once in its goddamn life, all right? Breathe the air while you can. You're going back in the Citadel. Now click this video or you're invited to the next Dan Clancy Diddler party. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.